They will tell you to calm down, to be realistic, to take life slow. But what they won't tell you is that obsession is the origin of every miracle this world has ever witnessed. You want to know why the world remembers names like Edison, Ford, Carnegie, Disney? Because those men didn't gabble. They didn't play around with their goals like a hobby. They obsessed. They were consumed by the fire of a vision. They couldn't shut off us, not at dinner, not in sleep, not even when the world called them mad. And you were born with that same capacity. The question is, RC, what are you doing with it? You see, every single day your thoughts are building something. Every repeated idea, every focus, every silent whisper inside your mind, of course, it's building your future. And whether you're aware of it or not, you're obsessing over something. Is it your potential, your greatness, or your fears, your failure? You become what you obsess over. You attract what you dwell upon. And most people are obsessed with exactly what they don't want. Rejection, scarcity, failure, what ifs, and not enoughs. What champions? They turn obsession into armor. Edison didn't just work on the light bulbs. He became the light bulb. 10,000 failures weren't failure to him, they were confirmation. I'm obsessed with solving this, and the solution is now one test. Closer, Wright brothers. They didn't fly because they had resources. Honestly, they had none. They flew because they burned with an idea that wouldn't let them sleep. T haunted them in the best way possible. They weren't mentee, they were movement obsession, was the engine. On you've got something inside you, a vision, a dream, a voice. But do you treat it like oxygen? Do you need it or just want it when life is comfortable? Because life will never hand you power. You must rip it from the hands of distraction and delay. And here's the truth the average mind avoids. Obsession is not the enemy. In fact, it's the only thing that has ever made the impossible inevitable. Show me a person who obsesses over discipline, and I'll show you a person who doesn't break under pressure. Show me a person who obsesses over clarity, and I'll show you a leader who bends reality to their will. Show me a person who obsesses over impact, and I'll show you a legacy that will outlive tombstones. But you're still apologizing for dreaming too big in front of small minds. Still shrinking your fire to fit in rooms built for comfort. Still asking for permission to unlock your own potential. Why? Because they called you too intense. Because you outgrew your circle. Because mediocrity clapped louder than vision. Let me break it to you. This world doesn't reward the balanced EAC. It rewards boldness. It doesn't crowd the cautious K. It remembers the obsessed. Obsession is not weakness, SC. It's spiritual war. It's your soul telling you this is the path. And the moment you stop apologizing for your obsession is the moment your life begins to turn into something legendary. You were never meant to live a life of lukewarm, half wanting, half doing, half being. You were meant to burn with intention, with clarity. You were never meant to live a life of lukewarm, half wanting, half doing, half being. You were meant to burn with intention, with clarity, with relentless, almost unreasonable conviction. The problem isn't that you're obsessed. The problem is what you're obsessed with Too many people are obsessed with scrolling, with comparing, with surviving, but the few who change the world, they're obsessed with building, with discipline, with the vision. They don't waste their energy wondering if they're good enough caught. They train until the world has no choice but to believe it. So I ask you again, what are you obsessing over? Because your answer will become your life. Success kneels before those who are willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, and outside validation to feed a fire only they can feel. They told you, wait for the right time. Let things get easier first. Be patient, it will come. But here's the truth the right time never comes unless you become the right person. The world only takes seriously those who take themselves seriously. If you're still treating your life like an experiment, then understand this: life won't reward you with experience. It will break you with lessons. And those lessons are usually written in the language of pain. Your mind thinks thousands of thoughts a day. But you know something? Your future is built not on all of them taught, but only the few you repeat. The few you obsess over, the ones you whisper to yourself when the lights are off, the ones you nurture when no one's watching. Those are the thoughts that become your reality. When you say to yourself, I can do this, even if the world laughs, CAT, a door opens inside you. That only belief can unlock. But when you say, I'm not good enough, I always mess up, I've failed too many times, you don't just close the door, I test. You build a prison. And then you spend your life living inside a cell. You built with your own doubt. Obsession, it doesn't make you weak. It awakens you. Have you ever seen a mother run toward her child in danger? In that moment, does she care what anyone thinks? Does she wonder if she's capable? Does she stop to ask for permission? No. She becomes a storm because her focus is singular. Her reason is life or death. She's obsessed with protecting what matters. Now imagino ma'ari eureka. If you treated your dream like that child, if you stopped wanting success and started defending it like your life depended on it, because in a way it does, your future is not waiting for you. It's being shaped right now by your choices, your thoughts, your obsessions. And obsession isn't crazy quote. What's crazy is thinking you'll live a powerful life with casual effort. Power doesn't come to the relaxed. It comes to the relentless. It bows to the obsessed. You see, the people who achieve extraordinary results aren't better than you. They're not smarter, richer, or more talented, but they made one decision you haven't. They've decided what matters RC, and they refuse to let go. They're not distracted. They're not confused. They're not scrolling through life hoping things will magically change. They've locked their eyes on the goal, and they wake up every day already at war with their doubts, their excuses, and anything that stands in the way. Obsession is the fire that burns away weakness. It's the lens that brings your vision into focus. And it's the reason your name can either be forgotten in time or carved into history. Success does not wait for anyone. It does not politely. It doesn't show up because you're special. Success chooses only those who chose themselves first. The ones who said, I will win, or I will die trying est, but I will never back down. But most people, they've already died inside, dreams buried, passion frozen, and the only thing left on their lips is, I wish I could. Less than grossly naughty. I wish is the death of destiny. It's a small phrase, but it destroys entire lives, and there's only one cure for it: obsession. No casual interest. Not, I'll try, but an obsession so fierce that comfort feels like betrayal. An obsession that doesn't let you sleep peacefully because your soul is on fire with purpose. An obsession that forces you to either achieve your dream or stop breathing, trying every legend you've ever admired. They didn't have magic. They didn't have guarantees. They didn't have special connections, but they had something most people never unlocks: a vision, a picture inside their mind, so vivid, so unshakable, that it consumed them, consumed their time, their effort, their identity. Thomas Edison didn't try to invent the light bulb. He became the man who wouldn't quit until he did. Wright brothers didn't just want to fly. They became flight itself long before it was possible. They were laughed at, mocked, dismissed, but their obsession was louder than the world's noise. So ask yourself today, what is louder in your life? The opinions of others, the fear of failure, the distractions of comfort, or the voice that whispers, keep going, I see no matter what. Because the truth is this: you will either be remembered as the person who made it happen or the one who almost did. And that difference is made by obsession. So burn the bridges, cut the excuses, silence the doubt, and lock it so deep that even your failures begin to fear you. Success does not come to the worthy, it comes to the obsessed. The greatest lie ever told is that you have time, that tomorrow is guaranteed, that later is a real option. But listen carefully. The people who live on later with regret. The clock is not ticking for your comfort. It's ticking for your calling. And every moment you hesitate, every second you spend thinking instead of doing, your dream fades a little more. The world does not slow down, so you can catch up. It moves with or without you. And it only rewards the bullshit, the ones who move while afraid, who build while bleeding, who believe while being broken. If you're waiting for the perfect time, you'll die waiting, because perfection is a myth. But action is divine. You think obsession is dangerous? No. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort will allow you to sleep while your purpose screams from a cage inside your soul. It's not the failure that kills most people. It's the inaction, the endless waiting, the excuses dressed as logic, the dreams buried under I'm too busy, and what if I fail? But the obsessed, they don't wait for clarity as here, they create it. They don't wait for certainty IEs, they build it. They don't wait for motivation, most they command it, because they know the world was never meant to be fair. It was meant to be conquered, and those who conquer it aren't lucky. They're not chosen. They're obsessed with discipline, obsessed with mastering themselves, obsessed with becoming who they were born to be. They don't just want it, they wake up and go to war for it. So if you are still hesitating, still waiting for a sign, and this is your sign, this is your moment, this is your line in the sand. Either you step forward into obsession, or you step backward into the same life. You keep saying you want to escape, but you can't be free if you're afraid of the fire, and obsession is fire. It will burn away your excuses. It will melt your laziness. It will consume your doubt. But on the other side of that fire is everything you've ever wanted. So what will it be? Another day wasted in hesitation, or the day you finally ignite? The man who conquers his mind conquers the world. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a pathway, a commitment to rise above mediocrity. While the world seeks comfort, you seek clarity. While others negotiate with their excuses, you negotiate with your destiny. 'Cause you don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. And every time you choose discomfort over ease, purpose over pleasure, you chisel away the weakness inside you until only strength remains. You are not built to sit quietly in the shadows. You were made to climb, to endure the burn of the staircase that leads to greatness. Not because it's easy, but because it transforms you. Winners are not born. They are built up in silence, in solitude, in the unseen grind of a man obsessed with becoming better. This is the cost of self-mastery: waking up when no one claps, showing up when no one asks, pushing through when no one believes. You do not wait for motivation. Speedy eye out. You command it, because the truth is brutal and simple. You either control your mind, or it controls you. You either shape your thoughts, or your thoughts shape your fate. And so you practice the discipline of greatness. You show up even when the fire fades. You repeat the vision until it burns. You speak like a champion before the world even notices. You walk like a king before the crown touches your head. Because greatness isn't what you get. It's who you become. There will be days when your strength fails you, moments when everything you built begins to shake. Nights so silent, so empty, you question if any of it was worth it. And that's where most people stop, right at the edge. Just one more step and the mountain would have opened high. But they retreat. They call it fate. They call it bad luck. But the truth is, I see they just quit too soon. You won't, because pain is not your prison. It's your passage. Every wound you carry is not evidence of weakness. It's proof that you dared to fight. You see, resilience is not the absence of struggle. It's the refusal to surrender. It's the fire that keeps burning when the storm has taken everything. It's standing up again, with cracked bones and bleeding feet, unseen. I'm still here and I'm not done. Because in every setback, there is a seed, and only those who endure the drought long enough ever see it bloom. You are not your failures. You are not your past. You are the architect of your response. You are the decision you make right now, Shad, to rise, rebuild, and return stronger. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them walk away. They don't know the battles you fight in silence. They don't understand the kind of power that's forged in darkness. But you do, so keep going, even when your hands are shaking, even when the path disappears beneath you, even when every voice tells you to stop shy. Because the only voice that matters is the one inside you that whispers, one more step, just one more. That's how legacies are born, not in comfort ease, but in chaos, not in applause, but the pride and persistence. Success does not begin with money. It begins with a whisper eyes, a voice deep inside you that says, I was made for more. That voice is called faith, and it is the rarest kind of power. It cannot be bought, taught, or faked. It is born in the battlefield of the mind-d3i, where doubt screams, but you still move forward, where nothing makes sense, but you still believe. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. It's what makes the impossible a decision instead of a dream, while others look for proof. You move on vision, while others wait for the perfect time. You walk blindfolded with fire in your heart. Why? Because your vision was not given to them, us. It was given to you. And your belief in that vision is the greatest force in the world. This world will test you. People will doubt you. Failures will tempt you to change course. But when you master self-control, you realize the battlefield is not outside, it's within. If you can control your mind by might, you can control your life. If you can hold your focus fura, you can bend time. If you can starve your fears and feed your faith pod, you can change the world. This is what separates the average from the legendary. Not more talent, not more luck, but more belief. Also belief that cannot be shaken, even when the ground splits beneath your feet. And belief demands action. Not someday, not maybe. Now, you don't wait for the world to approve you. You approve yourself. You don't ask for permission to grow. You declare your power. You hold the line, and you burn your excuses down to ash. You build discipline. You control your thought. You hold faith like a sword. And you walk like the world already belongs to you. Because in your mind, it already does. That's not arrogance. That's conviction. And conviction turns doubt into dust. There comes a time when thinking is no longer enough, when planning must give way to doing, when dreaming must bow down to execution, because destiny does not wait, it doesn't knock twice, it favors those who are ready when no one else is beset. Those who step forward, not because they feel confident, but because they've decided to act regardless of fear. You've studied the blueprint. You've built the mindset. You've burned the excuses. Now there's only one thing left. Move. Not next week. Not when it's safe. Now, because while you hesitate, someone else is building. While you debate, someone else is deciding. While you doubt yourself, someone else is becoming everything you dream of. There's no more time for delay, no more conversations with fear, no more flirting with potential. This is the season of fire. You're not here to survive. You're here to disrupt, to rise from nothing and become the storm they never saw coming. You are not meant to tiptoe through life, hoping the world lets you in. You are meant to kick down the door and say, I belong here, because success does not come to the most qualified pied. It comes to the most committed. It comes to the one who shows up when everyone else walks away, to the one who says yes before the path is clear, to the one who takes action while others wait for signs. This is your moment, and no one is coming to save you. Not the mortal, not someday. It's you. It's always been you. So what now? You stand up. You look fear in the eye. You take the shot. You risk the failure. You speak the dream. You show up in your life like it matters, because it does. And no matter how many times you fall, you never fall the same. You rise with scars, with stories, with a sharper sword. And that sword is called conviction. You've been given the keys, not in the form of money, but in the form of mindset. Not through comfort, but through the fire of transformation. Now the choice is yours. Will you let this message be just another video, another spark that fades in the noise of the day? Or will you let it ignite a revolution inside you? Because somewhere deep down, you already know this life, this Europe was never meant to be ordinary. You were not made to blend in. You were not born to be average. You are not your past. You are not your fears. You are not your limitation. You are the storm. You are the architect. You are the revolution your bloodline has been waiting for. So rise above the doubt, rise above the delay, rise above the story you've been telling yourself for years, that you're not ready, that you're not worthy, that your time will come later. No, your time is now. There are no more rehearsals. This is not a drill. This is your life. Then every second you waste is a second stolen for a man or woman you were meant to become. So make a decision, not just to think different, but to live different, to move with purpose, to speak with power, to breathe like your lungs carry legacy. You already have everything it takes. Not because I say so, say so, but because you feel it right now, that pulse in your chest, that fire behind your eyes. That's not adrenaline, that's awakening. So step into it, tone it, and never ever look back, because this world doesn't need more noise. It needs more leaders, more doers, more warriors of belief. Be the one who didn't wait. Be the one who became everything they dreamed of. Be the one who changed their mind, can't change their life.